me that I had suffered only because of my thinking and trying to figure out the why. And for me personally, right, like, 20, 25 years sober, thinking, everybody's like, you should be perfectly fine and happy. But honestly, I just still knew there was something missing in me, and I wanted something that was going to make me feel better. And
I always had to ask, I was trained to ask the client why. I was asked, well, how do you feel? No one ever said to me, ask them what they're thinking, what are their thoughts. They didn't back it up in all those years of training and schooling, and it's incredible. This is exactly where I should be.
I use the analogy of, if you didn't know how to tell time, you could ask me what time it was, and I could tell you, but 15 minutes later, you'd be wondering what time it is again. Wouldn't it make more sense just to explain to you how time works and what the big hand does, what the little hand does, the gears, the batteries? And then you always have a deeper understanding of time, and you no longer need me. So that's what I tell the clients. They don't actually, when I don't have all the answers, my job becomes much simpler and they get much more out of it. When they realize that they just need to know how they're experiencing things, know how to tell time, well, life becomes much simpler for them. And my job becomes much easier too, because I don't feel the stress of having to have all the right answers for them. I can just kind of be with them and wait for their answers to come to them. I just have to point in a direction and just wait for them to look there.
And I think this is a solution to so many more things than the opioid crisis. I think that's, yes, and so many more things. I totally believe it would solve all world peace would be simple.
I feel a sense of hope that they have, that they hadn't had before. And sometimes they're homeless, and sometimes they're professionals making a very good salary and have lost everything. So it doesn't discriminate, this addiction disease.
What you're saying about clients sitting there and they're not broken, they don't need to be fixed, and they have everything they need. I'll have clients come in and we'll do something called a biopsychosocial assessment, which is a big fancy clinical way of saying they sit down and they tell me their life story. And they'll tell me their life story, and it'll be so filled with determination and hope and resiliency. But the client can't see it yet. They don't see it that way. They see it as desperate and hopeless. So I'll explain to them that they are not broken. They don't need to be fixed. And they have everything they need. And sometimes just hearing that out loud, they will break down in tears. They'll be so overwhelmed because they knew this the whole time.
I always say, I'm not teaching this, I'm just facilitating the group. We're going to have a discussion about the human operating system and understanding how we move around in our lives moment to moment and experience life from the inside out. Life doesn't happen to us. It's how we perceive what's going on in the moment. And I think just getting it out to as many people as possible at a young age, I think they understand that better because we use kids as examples of resiliency. I always say, if it looks like the darkest day and, it's been raining prolonged days, the sun is in the sky. You don't question that, just like your innate health and your innate wisdom. You may not think you have it or feel you have it, but it's there. It's become like my best little buddy. And they get that analogy with the sun in the sky. You don't see it, but you know it's there. So
I see the clients all the time, and the things they say to me, I'm humbled. I'm humbled on a regular basis by, how the staff teach and how the clients speak about this. And there's not much to say, really. It comes down to because they're saying it all, and they're saying it for them.